Hello and welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm joined by Herman Manyora for a conversation that we said we're going to have. But how are you today?
Good.
Just fine.
Yes.
Ready for today's conversation?
Ready like nothing else.
You know, we said we're going to speak about the judiciary. The courts have been called out for several issues. They are like acting against each other on several instances. But let's talk about a case that we did not speak about. Oscar Sudi's member of parliament was called out for his forgery. So they're saying allegedly forgery of his certificate KCSE and his Kenya Institute of Management diploma certificate, this being called a forgery. Now, people are calling out the courts for listening to this kind of case. What do you make of this situation of the member of parliament?
First of all, MPs, given what they do, which is to issue checks, to attend funerals, weddings, you don't need a degree. When we shall need MPs to do the work they are supposed to do, legislate, oversight, and represent, we shall talk about degrees. The way it is, Sudi is okay.
They're not doing what they're not supposed to do?
There's nothing MPs are doing that requires a degree.
Even the committees that they chair,
Which
security, budget, they
even when
approve them?
the hearing is in public, you want to laugh. There's nothing. You look at it, you switch off the CV. There's absolutely nothing Parliament is doing that requires a degree. Having said that, we must then look at the Sudi case. And the Sudi case is this. He's not the only one. In fact, if you want to create instantly hundreds of thousands of jobs in this country, instantly, just wake up one day and say, as the president, I am creating 250,000 jobs. Just go and look at people's certificates. Just set up a serious team from the army.
From the army?
Yes.
Not any other team?
No, these other guys are fake. Army.
Uh-huh.
You will be shocked at how many people are using fake certificates in this country. Fake. And instantly you'll create jobs. Don't even arrest these people. Just tell them go home and create jobs.
So should we turn a blind eye on Sudi?
So now we go to Sudi. And I'm talking about the judiciary. There is nothing to discuss about a certificate in court. Our courts are spending a lot of time dealing with things that should not come before court or that court should dispense with within an hour. Because as they are taking months, if not years, trying to deal with the Sudi degree or whatever certificate cases, like they did with other people and other MPs and governors, there are people languishing in remand prison. Their cases have not been heard for decades. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wasting time on issues that should not be taking the court's time. There is nothing to deal with in a court of law about a certificate. You either have a certificate or you don't have it.
But they have...
There is nothing like court.
Not going through court.
Look here. Once a complainant has brought you before court for having a fake certificate, there must be a complainant, for example.
Yeah.
Unless you go the other side, the other way I was saying. There's a complainant. I don't know who it is. Then who gives the certificates? Kenya National Examination Council. You say you are in a certain school. If the school and the Kenya National Examination Council, or if you have a university, like in the case of that MP, and they say you are never their student, and next says there was never a student like this with this number. In fact, there was never even a school like this one, like Sudi.
Yeah.
What is the court doing? You know, courts in this country, I don't believe, honestly, I don't believe. What are our courts telling us?
They should just listen.
Now Sudi is saying, Bado, I have 50 witnesses. This thing will go, which means he's prepared to go to court until after his term of 2027.
But what about his democratic right to
Which
be
rights
listened to?
about a certificate? You either have it or you don't have it.
That's it.
That's it. It's not a subject of discussion in a court. What is there? You're bringing witness to do what? The certificate, you went to a school? There was no such a school in existence? You want us to listen to you in court? Over that? Surely our courts, honestly, they can do better than that.
Let's
Kenya National Examination Council has a very elaborate system. What the court should be interrogating, so that it will now help the courts going forward, is what system do you have Can you convince the court that your system at the Kenya National Examination is foolproof? So that if you tell us somebody doesn't have a certificate, we can believe you. Show us. Then the Kenya National Examination Council, NEC, will take the court through the system. How you become a candidate, your examination center, how the batch is done, your cohort, like at the University of Nairobi, for example. If you say you came to the University of Nairobi, the year of registration, the system will show. The system will show. When you say you graduated, when we graduate students, they are a cohort. There is even a booklet. You can't claim you are the University of Nairobi and you don't appear in the system. So if the university comes and say, this is how we process our students until we give them a degree, that's what the court should interrogate. Once the court is satisfied that if NEC tells us you are not a student, they are saying the truth because their systems are foolproof, the case ends there.
If you're a teacher, you know how to grade. Would you say the judiciary and the courts as of now are doing good, are doing fairly, or doing bad?
Now they are getting out of it. They were doing fairly. They were having 55, 58, 60 marks. Now they are going to below 50.
Would you say that they are being
They are irritating Kenyans.
Are they being pushed to behave
No,
the way
I don't
they
know,
are?
whichever way
Look
that
at the
people-
court orders, let's say.
Now like Sudi who will be pushing them. It's just a court. The courts are showing incompetence. An ability to understand the situation. A certificate, you either have it or you don't have it. One other MP, a senator, he said he had done an exam and gotten a B. That school didn't exist then. It came to exist later. But at the time he's saying it didn't exist. That every examination center has a number. There wasn't such an examination center. So what is the court telling me?
Okay, let's talk about the judges now.
Yes.
They've been told to down their tools. They were told by CJ
Yes.
Mutunga
Yes.
last week, I think. And then CJ Martha Koome comes out and says she didn't expect anything like that to come out of CJ Mutunga. These judges have been giving court orders that they're not being followed by the executive. Would you say they've been pushed to be the way they are because there's a lot of mayhem and confusion when it comes to their relationship with the executive?
You know, there's this newfound freedom which we all like, assertiveness. But that comes with some excitement and rogueness, if I wish, if I can use such a word.
Rogueness.
Yeah. This excitement the judiciary has, it will plunge this country into chaos. Because if the courts invite disobedience of their orders, and you invite disobedience by you trying to put your nose everywhere, I have said repeatedly, politicians are a people of bad manners. And they should have a way of sorting out bad manners. If there's an intransigent president, the constitution envisages a situation where parliament will impeach that president, not the courts. The politicians have to sort out their own bad manners. Rarely should the judiciary interfere. And I've given the example of Trump. Even when he helped people against all odds to become justices of the Supreme Court. When he needed them most, they looked the other side. Why? The judiciary knows the dangers of interfering in politics. Ours doesn't seem to know. The judiciary in this country must know there are dangers inherent in interfering in political processes.
But what should they do when they give court orders and these orders are not being followed?
If you begin giving orders that can't be implemented, you can't execute, nobody can follow. If you ask the president, for example, to dissolve parliament, and you know he won't. If you ask Chepukati to extend registration of voters and he doesn't have the money, he can even ignore. I think people have talked to him and told him, we are going into a very sensitive period. Avoid unnecessary wars with the judiciary. Just do if he has done that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But be careful about entering politics if you are the judiciary. And I have explained this to very, very senior lawyers. I've told them, law is subservient to politics. Law serves politicians. It can't be the other way around.
And it's the way it has been.
Yes. There's no way law can be superior to... Look here, and I've told... There's something else I want you to hear. And I've told Kenyans this. Somebody spends sleepless nights, burns his resources to get power to run the country. You come from the civil society, judiciary. You want to curtail his powers. Wapi, where ndatafuta power yako?
Used billions in
Yes,
campaigns.
if you think you want to run the country, Go and go look for that power. The way Uhuru looked for this power.
But how can
you look for it?
How then will the players be moderated?
You moderate them, but you don't take over. These ones want to take over. If a governor, I've given examples of governors. Governors are sacking their CECs, the ministers. The courts return them. In Nyandaro, the county has been forced to sack the minister 30 million.
Oh.
How can a governor run a county if he has no power over his ministers? You see what the courts are doing? If you want power, run for power and become the president of Kenya. Don't come for that power through backdoor, the way the civil society is doing. Civil society is supposed to put government on its toes. But our civil society want to take over, want to be government. No, if you want government, go and look for that power.
Let's take a look at Dr. Miguna's then. Dr. Miguna, he has been out of the country since the 2017 elections and the mayhem that came. He said that his human rights were violated.
Yes.
Let's take a look at his case. 15 court orders, they have not been followed up to today. He is not going to come back into the country anytime soon. At least people are expecting him to come on November 16th, but the situation doesn't seem to have been to change. What should people like him do? Because you're saying that the judiciary as of now is putting its nose in politicians' affairs.
So once you have issued too many court orders, you create a situation where some of them are not obeyed. Be very limited in your interference. I want to use that word. So that when you issue one court order, it is followed. I have followed. If you can, I don't support Matiang'i, but there's one day he talked in parliament. People want to stop government from working. I agree with him. If you are to put down all the court orders the judiciary has issued over the years against government and the government agencies, you realize over 60-70% of them were not necessary. And that's why they were disobeyed.
Oh.
And once you open that window, then the government will even disobey others that are really genuine, like the one of Miguna. Because you have set the trend. You keep issuing court orders left, right. Then they will be disobeyed. In the process, even as good one like the one of Miguna will also be disobeyed.
Oh.
Yeah. You must be very sparing in how much you interfere with government.
So that when you speak, you get listened.
So that when you speak once, government will obey. But every morning you issue a court order. Every afternoon, the government has appointed people. A court order. They become so many and they become irrelevant.
What should the citizen do when there's these conflicts? A citizen,
there is no conflict. This is unnecessary. I've called it unnecessary because the judiciary should only step in political matters when the rights of citizens are being violated.
Like Miguna's case?
Miguna. But if you keep issuing on everything, you're making a pronoun. And look, sometimes you stop government from doing something. One would expect, because government must run, now that you have stopped the governor or the executive from doing something, then can you quickly dispense with that case? Then 2 years, it is still there.
Oh.
The county assembly wants to impeach a governor. You stop. You get it?
Yeah.
One would expect the court should dispense with this case within 3, 4, 5 months. 2 years down the line, the same MPs are starting round 2 to impeach like Sonko.
Yeah.
When the round 1 is still in court. So you see, then nobody will obey. The government will not obey courts.
Allow me to hold it just a little bit at Miguna, because now his human rights were violated.
Yes.
The court orders
Grossly
are not
so.
Grossly so.
Yes.
The court orders are not being followed.
Correct.
What should Miguna do? If we find ourselves in this situation, what should we do?
You see, there's something, a simple English word called tact. Sometimes you choose to compromise what is right or your principles or justice to achieve something. Governments do it. Nations do it. You get it? Individuals do it. The UK was forced to compromise on justice to talk to rebels. And that's how the Irish Republican thing came to an end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes countries even negotiate with the underground crime, with mafia. You see their plea bargaining. You talk to crooks and agree with them. Now, if you stop this and help us do this, we can put you in for 3 years instead of 25 years. We can reduce, these are compromises in life. At an individual level, you'll be called upon from time to time to make compromises. You weigh. So if I'm Miguna, I would weigh, okay, I'm dealing with fools. They're intransigent, but I want to go back home. If they ask me to do something that's not completely out of the way, I'll do it, then come to Kenya.
Yeah.
But now that's what Raila was trying to pursue, and Kenya Orengo. But Miguna says no.
On TV, he said he's willing to die.
Yes. So now, if you say you are willing to die, fine, then you might just stay there forever. Because governments all over the world, governments don't care. And governments don't scare. Governments don't care, and governments don't scare. Usikie unasikia inaitwa nini? Serikali.
Yeah.
They don't care and they don't scare.
The lawyer was saying Uhuru
Occasionally, governments fall down because of that.
The lawyer was saying Uhuru is afraid of him.
Which one? Who can be? Uhuru is running a country. How can he be afraid of somebody, a human being?
Yeah.
A simple human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is difficult. You sometimes have to choose. But if you insist that you must die, and that's how the world has been changed.
Yeah.
By the way, so Miguna is right. The world has been changed by being pushed by people who are willing to die.
Oh.
By people who are willing
To die.
to die. So, people like those are good. They are the ones who bring change in society. You get it?
Yeah.
But then again, in the same breath, they must not complain that they are not achieving the quick, because they are quick gains, things you can get quickly, like come back to Kenya.
Yeah.
If you are sacrificing and you are willing to die, then forget about even coming to Kenya. Just stay in Canada as you continue to fight. Fight! And you could fight and bring the government down. You know that?
Yeah.
Governments have gone down by being brought down by someone just like Miguna. It's possible. But then, forget about the quick gains that come with compromises.
You know, I remember the comment someone put on our YouTube. He said, you have a very dangerous mind.
Yes.
Would you say you do have a dangerous mind when you give this kind of analysis and
No,
opinions on different things?
I just have an opinion. I've suffered in life. Many people don't know me. When my story will come out, people don't even know I never went to school myself. I've been expelled throughout, and many things have happened to me because I have an independent mind. But I'm never rude.
It's not a dangerous mind.
I'm never disrespectful. I'm never dangerous. I'm the only man who can say things on TV and go home. Panda matatu, I go home. Because I'm a simple Kenyan who loves this country. The many things I say because I love this country. And also because I have a broad mind that understands things. Well, occasionally you'll offend a few people. But it's never my intention to offend anybody, and I can never be dangerous.
Finally, let me ask this. You said that the judiciary and the executive should be independent but still be interdependent. Remember, you had that conversation.
Yes.
Can we be able to bridge that gap, and so we have these arms of government that are interdependent but still working?
We need very powerful arms of government. The legislature and the judiciary have been appendages of the executive. Nobody has lived that. We have hated it. We have suffered because of that. So we want the legislature, we want the parliament to assert itself. We want a new parliament that can look at the executive in the eye and tell them off on behalf of Kenyans. That's the parliament we want. We want an assertive judiciary, an independent judiciary, but not a reckless judiciary. There's a difference between being assertive, independent, and being reckless.
Oh.
Currently, the judiciary is tending towards being reckless. In my opinion, and this is Manyora's opinion, I could be wrong. Perhaps I am wrong. And I think I should be wrong.
But you feel like it's good.
But I feel I'm right. And in the fullness of?
In the fullness of time,
I could be proved right.
you might be.
Yes. Because you see, these are third world countries. If you push them, it can burst.
Let's hope the country doesn't bust. Until we do have these conversations again, this has been a talk on the judiciary. Prof is saying they might end up being reckless. They're not there yet, but maybe they will, and the country might bust. Until we do have these conversations again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.